take a break from shooting on this great fall day and talk to you about Dehancer for Final Cut Pro. I don't talk in my videos, but on this one, Dehancer contacted me and asked me if I would review their product. So I decided to do that. And I have noticed that Final Cut Pro is a little lacking on some of the creative things that you can do as compared to Photoshop, which I've been using for 15 years as a digital photographer. There's a lot that I can do in Photoshop that I wish I could do with the video clips, but that's not the case. But as Dehancer came along and offered me a subscription for 3 months, they're not paying me or anything. I thought I'd try it out, and I found that it was very helpful. As I've been doing my whole career, we shot film, 4x5 film, 2 1/4 film, 35mm. I had a Hasselblad 503CX and a Takihara wood camera. And as Dehancer is mimicking, or not mimicking, but has recreated a lot of the effects of the film that we use, we would go to the labs and turn our film in, and we would shoot it a certain way and ask them to process the first piece of film that as a bracket, and based on that normal shot, we would tell the lab to push it or pull it, and to add more exposure or pull it back, and that's how we were able to hit all our exposures. And Dehancer has push and pull features that you can add grain, so you can make your images more into a fine art level. Also, a lot of fashion photographers this would be very good for, because they've always really pushed the limits of film and colors to create retro looks, and also street photographers shooting a lot of artificial lights at night. There's a lot of different colors from the different lighting. The daylight goes blue, the street lights turn yellow, tungsten lights are out there, they go kind of orange, and that's always created a retro kind of a look for videographers and still photographers also. So let's check out on my computer screen. I've got a Mac, and I'll show you some of the things that I've been doing with my clips, and we'll test out a few clips and go through some of the features of the Dehancer plugin.
So the first thing I'm going to do is open up the effects area, and I've got some clips here, so I will drag Dehancer onto this first clip. And from the very beginning, what it's got its own window. Here's the color wheels here, and next to it I've got Dehancer Pro. And there's a lot of check off and on boxes. You can check off Dehancer or check it, turn it on. And they've kind of got it, every time you open it up, you have to go into these different sections and enable them if you want to use them. So the different sections are your camera and the input there. You can change the exposures and the temperature change, and then you can go down into film. But to activate all of these, you have to enable, there's an enable box you have to click off and on, and that way you can see the different effects that are occurring. But for me, it's kind of a problem. You can show each section or close it, but you have to always go in and enable or not enable or turn them off. And so every time you do a clip and go into the next clip, you have to go uncheck everything so that you can kind of start all over and see exactly what you're doing to these clips. So there's a whole lot of sections: film developer, film compression. I'll open that one up. Expand, print, color head. I really like the color head. You can make a lot of changes in this one. Film grain. I'll show that and open that up. And, you know, you're not going to really use all of these on every single clip, I've learned that I really kind of go to my favorite ones. So the first thing you would do is go to the source, and Rec 709 is kind of an industry standard. But you can also go to select your camera. Wait a second. First you have to go here and go down to choose camera, and then my camera is a Lumix GH6. So that's a pretty cool start with Vlog. It drops a lot onto it, and I kind of like that look. But I can also go to you just click select. I'm not real sure what that's doing at select, but I kind of like that Vlog on this image. And so from here I can change the exposure, and I can change the color temperature and tint, and all of these windows are about adjusting these tones and shadows and highlights and the colors within them all. And then you have, you know, a grain section and a film damage section, and you know, color head, where you can adjust the different of course you have to enable them each time, and that's something that I hope I see on some of the other tutorials, that Dehancer will get put in place some kind of a new default, that they're all always off, or you have a quick button that you can just reset the whole software program, because I really go into a lot of things and I forget to check it, and I waste a lot of time doing it. And but again, you're going to go down through all of these, and you're just going to make adjustments to see the look that you would like to see. And over time, I'm getting to where I am. I've been working with this for probably 4 weeks, and I'm kind of going to just back and forth to my favorite ones. You know, it's whatever your style is and what you're looking for, but they really give you a deep dive of how to adjust your image to give it really any kind of look that you want to give it. So in this one, with this person in the rain, I picked out this Kodak Vision 3. But you know, here's another kind of a thing that I would suggest to Dehancer. So you have all this film to pick from, and you can click on them and see, you know, which look you want to start with. And but it takes time to go click on each one of these. And what I would love to see, I'll switch over here to Photoshop. What I do, and what Photoshop has is these presets that I can just roll over to see all of the different effects and quickly try to figure out, you know, which one looks best in this particular image. And so I know that it's probably something to do with the software, and maybe they can't do that, but this really slows things down, and film editing is so time consuming that it takes a lot of time to go in and check and uncheck these. And you really need to uncheck them all, because you'll really kind of get lost on which one did what to the image, to the clip. So in this case, I'll go down the line and make some of these adjustments. The film developer, click enable, and then you can just start opening up the shadows, gamma correction, and you can just go on and on to come up with the look that you like. So in this one, I'll go down to film compression, and you know, there's a fine line of what all of these sliders are doing, and it takes time. And but one thing you can do is, when you get one set that you like, you can copy and paste it onto other clips, or you can save them into the plugin and quickly get to some of the looks that you like the best. And I've noticed another thing, after I drop in Final Cut and I make some changes and I play the video, see how it's slowed back down? It's almost in slow motion, and it's cool. And I've discovered from one of the other tutorials, it's just a massive piece of software that they have. And I have a 2024 Mac with the M3 chip desktop, and so I have a very updated Mac, and so it's not so much my graphics card, or maybe it is, but that's a deep dive that I don't really want to do. But what I found out is you can go to clip or modify and go to render selection, and you're going to watch this little clock wheel up here, and it's gonna render it and speed it back up. And so that's time consuming. Other people speak about it in videos that, you know, when you export these files, it's slower because this is just a large program. And see, now it's back to normal. So I like that look right there. Let's go to the next one. And again, I'm going to drop Dehancer onto this clip. And when I go over to Dehancer, it's set for the last clip that I just did. So now I've got to go down through here and unenable them, and to get the look that I want. And so some different areas. First, I'll just leave it on 709, and then I'll go into the film and Kodak Gold 200. Let's see. I used to shoot Fuji Pro Via. I like that. We'll go with that, and I can push and pull that. First, again, enable it. There we go. And now I'm going to want to pull that down. There's all the way down. There's all the way up. I can go with this look about right there, and then I'll go to Film Developer, see what effects I can on the contrast, and you just have a lot of opportunities to make adjustments, and over time you're going to know exactly what is needed for this image to get it the way you want. So in this case, I like this print also. So if you go to the profile, you can jump down to these different print films, and they're going to throw off, or they're going to combine with the film that you picked, and it's going to make a big change when you select one of these. Enable it, and you know, I can go to this different paper. That's kind of cool right there. Let's see what Fuji's putting the greens in there. Greens and blues for Fuji, and yellows and reds for Kodak. So I kind of like that Fuji green, and maybe that's going well with the film that I picked. And now let's go back down here. And within here, we can change again. We can change the exposure and the look and the contrast and saturation. You can go way down, go way up, and then you can go into the color head, which is, I said I really like the color head. Let me show it, enable it, and you can adjust the tones, and these you can go blue, you can go yellow. I'll stick with, let's see what we got in here. You got that old-fashioned green kind of look, magenta, cyan, and red. You got red, cyan. Cyan's kind of cool. Now I can work the colors in the shadows. So that's neat. There's a lot of blue in those shadows. I'll take that blue out. The midtones and the highlights. Colors in the highlights. Yellow. I kind of like that. So you can go to this one. You can stop it right there. I'll add film grain and film damage and some of these others to the next one. And let's see what this looks like when I play it. See how it's a little bit staggered. And so I'll go in there and I will do modify, render selection, it's going to start working on that, and I'll go to the next one. Okay, so this is a totally different type of a view. This is out of a landscape, out on a farmland. I'll drop it on the plug-in. Now I got to go up here and take all these off, and that is a slow down for me. And so that about does it. What I do, always start up here and I pick, I'll choose my camera, Lumix GH6. I'll start with the Vlog on this one, and these are starting points. It's a lot of color in that. So I'll go down here to the film, and really it's just, I don't have favorites just yet to go to. I do kind of like, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Get back out of there. I kind of like that Polaroid. So again, I must enable it, and now it gives me a sepia. And what I've noticed on this, you do a black and white, if you go down to the color head, enable that, now I can change these tones for the black and white. And so that is a lot of lab work back in the old days to get these different kind of looks. Whereas here, you can just experiment, go up on those highlights, make it pop. Well, the colors in the highlights. And then when you want to adjust the saturation, enable that, and keep that where it is. Exposure, the contrast. And then now on this one I'll add some grain. I'll go to this film grain, enable it, and that kind of sharpened it up. And I kind of go with the extremes to see the different looks. And when I do this, I'll go up here to view and move that up to 150. And then I can go into, so that's one extreme on the film. If I go to the highest extreme, that's much more soft. If I go into the middle, so those are some different looks, and I'll go with the extreme on this one. And then I have noticed, I believe, that the film damage and the grain, let's go to film damage, enable it, which is cool, this film damage. It slows it down a lot. So I'll stay with this 8mm. And let's see what this looks like now. We'll go with black and white on this one, and see what's going on here. Got it slowed down, and in many cases that's what people want, and that's cool. Let's go back to this other one and see what it did. See how it speeded up. I mean, I like that one a lot right there. And then we've got the farmer. So I'm going to render it and move on to the next one, and modify render selection. And while it's rendering, I'll move on to the next one. Different look in the horse race. So again, unenable, zero everything back out, and I really wish they had a reset button. That's okay. It's it could be the interface between the two softwares, and maybe it's not possible to do. But in this one, I'll leave it at Rec 709. I'll pick a film. Go up here to call. Let's see here. Go back down to try another Fuji. Enable it. Let's see. That's kind of got an old-fashioned look to it. Push or pull. Let's see what we've got. That's good. I kind of like that. I'll try expand, and let's see with the black point. Expand is kind of working with the shadow highlights. Really jumps up the highlights if you want to, or goes way down. Kind of leave it right there. Go up to print, pick Cineon film log. See what that does. Enable. No, I don't like that. Might not need to pick a film or a print. Although I kind of like that. Open it up a little. Color density. Watch the blue and the umbrella up there. Kind of go with the darker color density. Go into the color head. Enable. And yellow, blue, all these different directions you can go in, and that's the beauty of it. Now we'll go to halation, click it, and it has a mask mode where you can tell where in that image it's being adjusted, and so that really hits it right there on this 16 millimeter. And then let's go in here and see what that looks like. That, I think that looks good. And on the bloom, same thing, mask, enable it. Not much going on with it there, but that one really hits it. So I'll take the mask off, and you can see what it's doing there. It's kind of fuzzing out the highlights, giving it kind of a dreamy look. So in this case, I'll stick with that, and I'll add some film damage, enable it, and put some damage on it, give it the old-fashioned look. The gate weave, I haven't really experimented much with that, but let's see. It's kind of zooming. Not sure what that's doing. I'll take it off. And now here's another thing. This overscan gives you this old film look that we used to use. I'm going to enable that. And they have these different options to give you a good overscan look like that I have in some of these. So this was 4x5. I told the lab guy I wanted to see the film, and so he changes his composition and exposes differently and picks up my 4x5 piece of film. This is a Polaroid manipulation from an XX70 camera, but here's a overscan, what they're calling overscan. This is over the lab guy. I tell him I want to see the film, and this is the way he prints it. Same here, that's a 2 1/4 piece of film that I wanted to see that. That's another SX70 manipulation. This is another piece of film. So I would like to see Dehancer use some of these, which is from still photography film. And but this is cool what they have here. And let's see here on the overscan, where did that go? Down here. Right there. Okay, so the different looks, they just have a kind of a limited amount, but within each look, you can make some changes to it. You can go with negative or positive, which is the white or not. Kind of like the negative, vertical or horizontal. That's neat. So you got these different things, and then you can change the exposure on the film, and that's cool. And you can scale the film, scale your image a little bit. So you have some options there, and it's just a matter of going down through all of these. So I like that, and I'll stick with that. Let's see what this looks like now. Okay, so I'm going to have to render that, speed it back up, modify, render. I'm going to drop back down to this one. Check this out on the farmer. And it's still a little slow, but it's cool. That's going to be good when that comes along. And this train is neat. And right here, we just drop the Dehancer down. And you do a lot with this one. And turn it off and on. Let's see here. We have, not sure it came on, that dropped on there or not. Let's try it again. Okay, I guess it's on the Rec 709. I'll switch it to the Vlog. Quickly go through this one, make it real contrasty. Go down here, change film, go with the Kodak Gold, 200, enable it. Go down, now I'm going to jump straight to the print and drop the Kodak onto it, enable it. I don't see much change, but something's off. There we go. It's catching up. I think I'm kind of overwhelming the computer with the rendering. That's kind of pretty wild. Not how I would normally edit, but it's cool. Just looking at the different options you can get. That's kind of a neat tone. So again, it's how far do you want to go with everything. And I will go into this halation. It seems to be a very popular one. Let's see here. We'll change this mask and but you know, and it's about speed, so I'm going to start trying to go a little faster. I'm going to jump up here to tint, and I can quickly change some of the colors. I can go to the color temp, I can go to the blues, go to the all yellow. That's kind of wild. Go back here, raise this exposure. I can always jump over to the color wheel and push up the highlights. I always like to have the highlights at 100, shadows it down to 0, and the midtones kind of in the middle. Go up a little bit on the midtones. And so I like that one. We'll just leave it at that. Because you can't add all of these different effects to every single clip. So that's a cool look. And I'll work on one more here. I'll render this one and go to modify, render. Let's see if we improved on the horse rider. So I'll end it right here, and just kind of shows you the amazing changes you can make in one clip, and I highly recommend it. And I think that on the pricing, I think that I believe it's $600 for a lifetime, and if you use my code you can get 10% off, so that's $540 for the rest of your life. You can use this, and they're always sending out updates and changing it, and I think it's a good deal. I think if you make a living with clients, and you know, this is how you make your living, then you will get your money back, because some client is going to want a different kind of look. And so I don't know about all the other versions of products out there, but I do think that you can go a long way in getting a deep dive of different looks for your images. And you know, I think it's a company that's going to be around a long time, and that I think, you know, if you don't make a living in photography and you're just having fun with it, then it's probably not going to be something that you're going to invest $540 in. But for a pro, you know, for the rest of your life you use it. We used to pay, like I said before, we used to have to buy all our film for every shoot, $150 a shoot in film costs. And you know, so this is not I know I'm an old guy, but but I think it's a really good product. So thanks for watching, and let's see what kind of movie I can come up with and put all these shots together.
He's always happy though. I'll smile now.